I cannot wait to show you guys the transformation these thrift store items got. And one of them was actually one that I already had here at home. So stay tuned. All right, so this DIY here, I'm going to start with this cake stand. I recently thrifted this at Goodwill, and the color just reminds me so much of bees. Like, I don't understand. I've never been into bees. And then all of a sudden, like, I've been finding all these like yellow tone items, and I just want to flip them into a bee themed decor. So we're going to give it a several coats of dry brushed chalk paint from Rust-Oleum in the linen white. And when I mean several coats, I mean like I gave this thing like 12 coats. I know it's crazy because it was very, very dry brushed. I wanted to have a lot of texture. I was moving the brush in all directions. That way, everything was just very, that's all I can think of is just textured. And I left it somewhat see-through, so you still see a little bit of the yellow, but I also distressed the corners so that you can see the yellow pop through.
You say, take me on a treasure hunt. I long for something.
Then using my Cricut, I cut out this design. I bought this from Cricut Design Space, and it had like a three-part. So this one here is the honeycomb. I'm just going to place it towards the right side of the cake stand. It's going to overflow to the sides. I'm okay with that. Then I'm going to cut off the excess using the X-Acto knife.
Have you heard the fairies when they sing and dance? Oh, I wish it was me every night. When I close my eyes, I see.
It also had a be kind phrase as well as a bee, and I just placed them towards the top. And then to finish it off, I just sealed everything using polyacrylic. And yeah, that's it. Because it's going to be a cake stand, I really want to make sure that if anything spills on it, that it's going to be safe. But that's it for this one, guys. I think the transformation is so beautiful. It could be used as a decor item as well as a cake stand. And I think it's stunning.
No, I don't yet know it, so I trust you when you say that beauty lives in me too.
All right, guys, so for this next DIY, I am going to take this metal box I found at the thrift store. I'm just taking measurements because I want to build a base for it. So I'm here in my garage and it is a mess and it's freezing. But I have this, I wish I had a 1x4, but I don't. I have this 12-foot 1x3, and I think it would be good though. I was hoping I'd have. I'm going to take it here to my miter saw, and I'm going to start measuring. So I am going to do the box, let's say long ways this way. I'm going to first cut the ones that are going, the shorter ones, because then I am going to create pocket holes and then place the one. So I'm going to first cut those, remeasure to see how long I need to cut the other one. So all right, so I'm just going to mark here where I need to place the cuts, and I am going to use my miter saw to cut them.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on. I put my feet up.
So now it's time to make sure that things fit well, and then I'm going to measure and cut the two other sections.
And we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling just loving this moment.
Now using my Craig jig, I am going to place 2 pocket holes on each end of the longer boards, and they're going to be on the same side of the board.
Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here? could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever?
A crack, jig, or pocket holes are good when you are joining two boards together because it creates a very strong joint between those boards. That way you'll know that they're going to last and they're not going to wobble. It's just such a great tool to have, and I love using mine. All right, so now I'm going to use the pocket hole screws, the appropriate size ones, as well as the drill bit. And I'm just going to join them together, creating a frame for the box.
Forever, forever, forever. I watch you as you sleep. You don't know I'm looking. With you, everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling. I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever?
Now that I have everything nicely set, I am going to sand it down just lightly to remove any splinters and just make sure that it's smooth as possible. I'm now going to place it on the bottom of the box, making sure that everything fits, and I'm excited because it does fit. And now I am just going to drill a couple extra holes. The box already had 4 holes, but I am needing a few more just to make sure that frame is nicely tightened. So I'm going to pre-drill the holes, and then I am going to take some screws and just screw in the base from the inside of the box.
Forever, forever, forever. I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever?
I am now going to give it a good clean, make sure that it's dust free and grime free. Take it outside and give it again several coats of this flat white Rust-Oleum spray paint. And again, guys, I seriously went outside like maybe 15 times. I was spraying it so lightly. It is cold, so it was going to take a while to dry. So I wanted to make sure each coat was very, very light. So I ended up going outside quite a bit of times, but in the end, it was so worth it.
I'm loving this moment. I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together?
All right, guys, so here we are. Now that it is dry, I am now going to measure again because I want to give this or turn this box into a table, a side table. So I want the table to be 20 inches tall. So I cut these 2x4s into 17 inches long. That way the entire table is 20 inches tall. Now I'm going to place a couple pocket holes once again on only on one side of the legs. That way I can screw them in onto the bottom of the table.
Stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever, forever.
Because these boards are thicker, you're going to see me here. I am putting a lot more body weight. And the table is a little high, my workbench. So I'm really trying to get on my tippy toes there, making sure that I have enough strength to get those screws in there.
I can't help but feeling. I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together?
And now I am going to give the entire bottom base as well as the legs, 2 coats of this regular household latex paint. These little felt pads, I am going to place 2 on each leg. That way they are going to keep my floors nicely, not scratched up.
I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here?
Using my Cricut, I designed this, or I didn't design it, but I purchased this design from Cricut Design Space. I'm just going to place it right on top, and then I am going to use an X-Acto knife to cut right in the place where the top of the box would open up. That way it won't crinkle up on me.
I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment.
And to finish it off, of course, I'm going to seal it. I want to make sure everything is secure in there and it's not going to get stained or damaged with any water or, juice, milk. One last thing I wanted to do, I wanted to line the inside of the box using some contact paper. This is just one you get like at the Dollar Tree, I think it was that I got. And then once I did that, it was all done. I love this table. It is right next to the side of the couch that I sit on, and we can now store our remote controls, cell phones, tablets, whatever we want. And I love, love, love the way this box turned out into a side table.
Just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking?
If you have an Instagram account, I'd love to connect with you there. I post several times a day. I do have the link down in the description box. Check it out and follow me there. And I'd love to, again, connect with you there as well. And don't forget that this month's giveaway is a crafting heat gun. To enter, you just have to watch and comment. So any comments made in March 2021 will be entered to win this giveaway. Alright guys, so for this next DIY, I am going to take this planter that we already had here at home. As a matter of fact, we thought about taking it to the thrift store and I said, nope, I'm going to give it a new look. The shape and the texture that this vase has reminded me of water, of the ocean. So I wanted to give it a very tropical, kind of like the ocean and the islands would look like. So I'm going to start with 1 coat of Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the coastal blue. Once that was dry, I'm now going to take this Waverly chalk paint in the agave and I'm just going to dry brush. And again, I did this probably for about 10 minutes because I just wanted to kind of take the time and I was actually really enjoying it. It was very therapeutic, just brushing it here and there until I saw exactly what I want it to look like. I then took it outside and using this chalked Rust-Oleum matte clear top coat, I'm just going to spray it, let it dry. That way it's not going to have a glossy finish to it, but it's still going to be protected. And I love the way this planter turned out. It has such a tropical feel. I love that it kind of resembles the ocean, and I think it's just beautiful. Oh, I love it. Tell me in the comments which one is your favorite. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to know which one just stands out to you the most. If I were to pick, I think it would be the table. It was a lot more work, but in the end, it was so worth it. Guys, if you are visiting for the first time, thank you so much for coming by. I hope you consider subscribing and joining our YouTube family. And if you're returning, as always, thank you so much for coming back. I have a playlist here with tons more of inspiration for you. Check it out, and I'll see you later, guys. Have a blessed day. Bye.